This would have been a great intro to kick off with the Imperial March, but Disney's legal department scares the crap out of me, so you're stuck listening to my voice, plus some royalty-free background music. But if you like working with extra large decals and relatively few plastic parts, then this Boeing 777 might be for you. There's no shortage of Star Wars models on this channel, so you should have anticipated a commercial airliner was soon to come. The Japanese government aircraft on the front of the box is rather dull. Sorry, Hasegawa and Japan. So I spiced things up by building the LATAM Stormtrooper plane. I cut off the antennas along the seam line because they get in the way when I go to putty and sand. I remake them with thinner plastic card and reattach them towards the end, and they come out looking way better. Epoxy putty was used to fill the windows. Once it hardened, I sliced off the excess and then sanded it smooth. I did have to do some touch-up work with some basic Tamiya putty in the windows that weren't completely flush. Taping off an area on either side of the top seam helps keep putty from getting everywhere. It's not 100% necessary, but it helps keep things a little bit cleaner. Laying down a piece of guide tape and applying almost no pressure with the scriber helps keep the line straight and on course. There were a few spots where the panel lines just didn't get molded properly, and then a few more lines that needed to be rescribed after sanding. I've found with lots of airliners, the wing fairings can benefit from a small amount of acrylic putty, which is easily cleaned up with a damp cotton swab. Sanding down the thickness of the fins that attach on the engine cowling are an easy improvement to make, similar to replacing all the antennas with thin plastic card cut into a slanted triangle. Off to the paint shop. That's not a typo. I start with many thin coats of flat white, and then once dry, I sand it. More like rub it down with some micromesh cloth, or even the kind of microfiber cloth that you use to clean your glasses. I'll finish it off with a gloss coat and then polish the whole thing before a clear coat with aqua gloss. I don't do much weathering on this plane, but here's a little bit on the engine. I'll add a bit of oil paint, smear it around with the paintbrush, wipe the excess away with the cotton swab, and repeat the process with black and brown paint until it looks like realistic exhaust stains. Natural metal finishes are reflective and hard for me to film with my amateur level of experience, so it was much more fun to watch the removal of the masking tape as opposed to painting with the airbrush. Large decals like this are notoriously difficult to position without having wrinkles develop, so be prepared to spend some time adjusting each one of them, and you may need to make some strategic cuts to help it lay flat. Also, keep in mind, the white sections of the decal are actually clear, and you're seeing whatever color you painted on the fuselage. So don't slack off on the paint job you do on the tail or the rear just because you think it will be hidden.